Sir, would some honourable member care to move that the House take note of miscellaneous business? The Honourable Jonathan Coleman.
Mr Speaker, news just in from Great Barrier. Phil Goff is there on yet another tour. I don't know how many tours this has been this year, Mr Speaker, but I recall we had the Axe the Tax tour, we had the Harley-Davidson tour, and of course, what we're looking forward to soon is the valedictory tour, because that is the tour those members over there cannot wait to see happen, because they know they are in a dire situation, Mr Speaker. They know that they have not got a chance with Phil Goff at the helm. And I tell you, it'll be interesting to hear what's actually happening out at Great Barrier today, Mr Speaker, because I predict that Mr Goff won't be out there talking about the 74 mines on public land that he was part of authorising under the last government. He won't be telling the good people of Great Barrier about the Pike River mines. He won't be talking about gold and gem concessions in Paparoa National Park. No, Mr Speaker, I think he will be turning in one of his usual acts where he pretends to be at one with the local people. But you know, Mr Speaker, the reality of it all is that Phil Goff, I don't believe, has any real problem with mining. I don't believe, Mr Speaker, that he has any objection at all. But what he really doesn't like, Mr Speaker, is the idea of New Zealanders becoming wealthier and doing better, because he is the leader of the party of zero aspiration. And the problem, Mr Speaker, for these guys here, that if New Zealanders do better, if they become wealthier, these guys don't get in. They fundamentally don't want to see New Zealand doing better, because while New Zealand's doing better, there is no way they are going to get another run on the Treasury benches from the electorate. There's a fundamental thing in everything that party over there says, Mr Speaker. They're against everything, but you don't know what they're for. So Phil Goff went off with the Axe the Tax bus, but he couldn't actually say if GST goes up, if he will reverse it. And he can't tell you, Mr Speaker, if he is actually going to reverse any changes to welfare that are actually going to make New Zealanders get out there and work harder and actually further their lot in life. And I can tell you, Mr Speaker, if the New Zealand public decides indeed that mining is something that is going to go ahead, I bet that if Mr Goff gets the chance, he will not turn that decision around, because Phil Goff is an opportunist running out of opportunities. And quite frankly, Darren over there, he nods, he's quite happy, because these guys know it's getting worse and worse for them. They've seen what's happened in Australia with Tony Abbott, someone who can come out, who actually believes in something in opposition, and they are thinking, actually, maybe if we put Trevor Mallard up as leader, maybe we might start getting some traction. Because the public can't stand Trevor Mallard, but at least they know what he stands for. With Phil Goff, they're in real danger. They've got someone who's been all over the paddock. And I can tell you, when he's out there at Great Barrier today, I don't think he'll be talking about when he was part of a hard right Labor government in the 1980s, when he was demanding hard right-wing reforms. He likes to distance himself from Roger Douglas these days, but in actual fact, that is really where his political pedigree is. And if you look at Phil Goff's record over the years, yes, he has gone back and forth many times on many things. And the one thing he hasn't managed to do while he's been the leader is outline a plan for growing the economy. And what our Prime Minister has done, he said, look, New Zealanders have to do better as a country. We have to earn more. We've got to provide the incentives for people to get off welfare, to actually better themselves in life. And there's a coherent plan there. Every week the government is rolling out policies that are going to make New Zealanders better off, make us wealthier, give us the income to pay for social services, for hospitals, for the police force. But these guys, they want to keep the people in South Auckland subjugated, below the radar. They want to maintain that huge welfare spend, because their basic tactic is they say to people, you're on a benefit, don't worry, we'll look after you. All you've got to do is vote Labor. Don't get above your station. Don't do a little bit better. You wouldn't want to actually listen to Mr. Key. You wouldn't want to get your kids educated properly so they can go out, get a university legacy degree actually realise their potential? No, we want to keep you there on that bottom level. And I can tell you, I don't think Mr Goff will be there today telling the people of Great Barrier how last year he was very happy to take the Labour caucus down to Blackball to celebrate their mining roots, because he says one thing, he does another. It depends who he's talking to.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. The Honourable
Sir, that was
Shane
the
Jones.
Speaker who